Hello, my fans. This is El Morija Elohim. Thank you for coming back to my channel. We're going to look at this video. It's about medical issue concern in Nigeria. That is called Good Samaritan law. It's things like the first aid, CPR, AED that we need to know in case of emergency in different facilities in our
Hi guys, I'm
houses
Daddy Freeze,
daily. We
convener of the
need it
Free the
for
Sheeple
the
movement and
daily
leader of the Free
activities in
Nation in
case
Christ. I
in
greet
case
you
that
and I
in case
bring
of
glad
emergency
tidings.
sake.
How are
So
you
let's learn from the
doing?
video from
It is reported
Daddy
that
Freeze. Have a nice
Onyeka
day.
Onwenu,
Help me to like,
the
comment,
legendary singer,
subscribe. No get the Victoria
has
comment, please. Have a nice
passed
day. God
on.
bless.
And this occurred during an event. She apparently collapsed. And then was rushed to, according to the reports, Reddington. So she was now rushed to Reddington Hospital. Obake Solo has posted it. That's what made me feel it's authentic news. Apparently, Mrs. Onwenu passed on Tuesday evening at the Reddington, Lagos, where she slumped after playing at the birthday party of Mrs. Stella Okoli. An eyewitness apparently passed on the news to everyone who seems to be carrying the story right about now. May her soul rest in peace. I met her once. I actually interviewed her. She's one of the people I've interviewed. And I had said something about her, but I don't think she was very lovely and warm during the interview. She was very lovely and she was very warm during the interview, even though I had said something to Yapa about 2 weeks prior or a month prior. So when they said they were bringing Onyeka to my show for interview, I was like, this woman is going to come and blast me. But she was very nice. She never even mentioned it, you know. And I took a picture with her. I'm sure it's somewhere on my profile. Let me see if I can find it. You know, this was, yeah. And if you Google it, you see Daddy Freeze blast Onyeka Onwenu, you know. And they brought her to my life after that. And I was like, this woman was going to be mean to me. You understand? But she wasn't, you know. And I managed to take, so if you Google me and Onyeka, my picture will not show up. Instead, it is me and Onyeka fighting. So, Eliaye Fele, life is very, very, how do they put it? Life is very, very subtle. Be careful with the people you fight. Be careful with because you never know where you're going to meet them. I'm glad I'm glad at least after that I was able to interview her and take pictures. I'll look for it. I'm sure I have it. Now I want to talk about something. You know, I've always been of the opinion that Nigeria is a nice place to stay if you have the means to stay in Nigeria, and if you know your way around Nigeria. Nigeria is a very lovely place to stay. But one of the things I worry about is emergency support, emergency healthcare. I always say this. No matter how okay you are in Nigeria, You don't want to have an emergency situation. If you have a heart attack, first problem, the let's forget the proximity of the hospitals and no helicopter to carry you and all those things. First problem in Nigeria, they will start to pour you water and pray for you. How many Nigerians? You see, a lot of people are shouting, end bad governance, end bad governance. And I agree, bad governance is a problem. But bad citizenry is a problem. I was at the petrol station today, you saw the video. People were still trying to jump the queue. People were still trying to jump the queue. You are complaining that the people at the top are not doing their work. Are you doing your work? The people at the top cannot do the work if they continue dealing with people like us. So the citizenry is always a problem. Just go and look. You see the guy standing, telling people to go and turn, go and turn, go and turn. These are the same people that are complaining about our leaders. I did a shout out to Enyo Atikate, the one opposite, the one on, what's the name of that street? Do you know they are the only ones selling fuel at 680 or 620 or whatever it is, 600? Some petrol stations are selling at 800 already. Any small, you see, let me explain something to you about Nigerians that you people don't understand there. And that is why, if you leave me, I don't know if you've ever attended Free Nation prayer meeting before. You cannot quote any scripture from the Old Testament. As far as I'm concerned, the Old Testament has expired. It is just there as a history to understand what happened before the new covenant came. Because it is impossible for me to justify. It is impossible for me to justify as a Christian that Jacob saw his brother Esau desperately hungry, buying from food, and then he made sure he collected his birthright. If you sell that mentality as Christianity, it will be okay for people to see that Nigerians are desperate and they just change fuel price. Because they are desperate, they will buy it. It becomes normal. I was there, a task force drove past the petrol station twice. Let me tell you something about my mother's country, Romania. And this, you see, I say this all the time. I say one of my biggest blessings in life is that I don't have two Nigerian parents. For balance, I have a European parent. And I also lived part of my life in Romania. Let me tell you how Romania is. Romania does not have speed camera. Romania does not have LASMA. You know what they do in Romania? On the road, they will just write 50. You are not supposed to go past that 50. And nobody will go past that 50. We're rushing to the airport with my uncle. He was driving. Uncle Marius. We're driving. We did not late. At a point, I now asked Uncle Marius. I say, Uncle Marius, match this motor now. We go late for our aeroplane. No. Now Uncle Marius tell me, say, the speed limit is 50. I say, how you take no? You can't show me for front. You go right hand for the main road. As you drive, you go see hand for the road. 50. Now your speed limit be that. How come you start ask him, I say, camera day, we go catch you if you pass this 50. He said no. I said, so why are you going to drive the 50? He said, that is how we all drive here. If they write 40, they do 40. If they write 60, they do 60. Let me tell you something about Nigeria. That same Nigeria, they will put 60 on the road. They will put speed camera and they will put LASMA on motorcycle that will run after your car and jump inside your car. and nobody will still obey the spec. People go to drive past, they don't look, say, okay, last man they look, they don't match them more. In as much as we want to blame the government, and yes, we should blame the government. We should blame them for their inadequacies. We should blame them for their failures. We should blame the Nigerian healthcare system. But can we start with blaming ourselves? How many of you know how to do CPR? I brought somebody one day here to teach people how to do CPR. How many of you know how to do CPR? All of you know how to pray. All of you know how to speak in tongues, even though the Bible says some will speak in tongues. The Bible did not say all will speak in tongues. I can tell you for free that 99%, if not 99.9% of the tongues you speak in Pentecostal church are fake. Yahoo tongues. And if you could leave those tongues that are not real, can you focus on things that are real and can save people? Let's forget the hospital. By the time they get her to the hospital, things don't spoil. Okay, she faint for where she did perform. How many of you know how to do CPR? Forget 911, nobody go answer you. You see, a lot of us also need to be very focused when it comes to health issues. In Nigeria, we're all guilty. How many of you check your blood pressure regularly? How many of you check your blood sugar? How many of you do moderate at least exercise and watch your diet? Let us learn something from this early demise of this very beautiful lady. A talent like no other. Onyeka Onwenu's voice, they not reach 2 or 3. We get out for this Nigeria. Forget this generation. This recycle me generation. You know? It's very sad. Let me just bring a few people. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not going to be able to stay much long. I remember driving. My sister was in secondary school in Oyo, Federal Government College, Oyo, FGGC. Federal Government Girls College, FGGC, Oyo. I don't know if any of you went to that school. And my dad used to drive us to go and visit my sister from Ibadan. We would go all the way to Oyo every 2 weeks to go and see my sister. You know? And that was when we had Mike Okri and Onyeka Onwenu on Benson and Hedges Gold and Tones. Golden Tones. Gold and Tones. Golden Tones. Nah, it was... I think they actually sponsored her album. That album was so beautiful. Album was so beautiful. We used to listen to it while we were driving down. You know, a lot of people are saying Nigeria is a mess up country. Yes, Nigerian people too are not good people. We not try. No, they too. You see, that's why they hard for me to blame government too much, because we too not try. We try. Do we try? You are a government on your own. She is the lecturer that is sleeping with students that are supposed is that the one? You see, there are things that happen in Nigeria that will never happen abroad. Will never. It's impossible. A lecturer cannot sleep with you abroad. Nigeria, some lecturers will tell you, say, if they're not bench you, they graduate. They go tell you. They tell girls that year for my side now. They tell girls, say, you not go graduate, leave them. If you don't open this quick, nothing for you. That same lecturer go come cry. Say, Nigeria no good, Nigeria no good. The small position we in get, in use am well. Do you know how many innocent girls? Some were V's. But they just look and say, you get one girl, she not gree bench the lecturer first year. That time internet no day we go even bail you. She not gree bench the lecturer first year. So she got a carryover. Good girl, she wasn't doing, had a 2-1. Now, do you realize that if you have a second carryover, where this lecturer wicked reach, if you have a carryover, do you know you have to graduate with a pass? This girl was about to have a second carryover. They begged this lecturer. Lecturer said, lie. The girl go open her page, give the guy nil. So that at least 5 years of hard work, and the girl was an orphan. 5 years of hard work would not be thrown away. At least make she feel manage and still struggle and still get that 2-1. Now so this girl go, now so lecturer at this VMO. Some girls, like my friend here is saying, would not agree to give their V to guys they are dating because of religious reasons and personal reasons, but they will give it to a lecturer. Just imagine how painful it is. And I say this all the time, the most hypocritical Nigerians are either the regular churchgoers or the pastors. If you've ever met Nigerian pastors, or if you have family members that are pastors, now them, nobody do hypocrisy reach them. They are the least Christian people I know. And I never waste time to tell them, let somebody come and talk. I don't really have energy. Tolu Honiki, come and just say a few things. Bail me out. I not get today, and I don't want to talk, say I did depressed, but Tolu. You know where your glasses today?
So you won't say every day I'm wearing glasses.
Very good. Oh yeah, talk. Make I hear you. Whether you go even help us relax more.
You know me. You know where I stand now. When you're talking about Nigeria, you know where I stand. So it's you people that would, you people that still have hope. But if I
hope,
talk,
we don't have any other country.
You have another country. You have another country.
No,
but I don't have any other country.
But you see, I grew up in Nigeria and I identify as Nigerian. And yeah, I would love to live in Romania if I had the opportunity to. But I'm used to Nigeria. I wouldn't, let me not trauma bond with fellow traumatized people. I like Nigeria, and it's hard for me to live somewhere else, especially when I'm in my late 40s. You understand? Some people tell you, you can travel abroad at any age, but I not get the hard work to go to travel abroad and go to start afresh. You understand? There's no way you travel abroad and not put in 5 years of hustle. Maybe if you are lucky, 3 years. If you are not lucky, 7 years, you are still hustling to transition. All those transitionings are best done in your 20s and at worst 30s. A friend of mine who's into real estate was telling me today about the housing crisis in many parts of the world for Jackpot people. That there are people who You know, una don stable. Where you've been living in the US for how many years now?
Really over 10 years.
So una no go know waiting. Those ones we just they come now. They say for UK, na ain't bad pass it. There's some people have been there 1 year, they not see house. They squat. Nobody say they not get money for house. They never see house. So then they have what you call shared, as in you enter a house at 9 p.m. and you must leave there by 5 a.m. in the morning. Shared agreement. This boss did there when they tell us today. You understand? So that level of hustle, and then there are no jobs abroad. Abroad citizens we don't date themselves. We get rights, never get work. Now you will just come now. Now you understand. So I'm not saying it's bad. This is hustle, and at least you are somewhere better than you would have been in Nigeria. Especially, you see, in old age, once you are 45 and above, don't jack unless you are very poor or you are very rich. If you are very poor, nothing can be worse than Nigeria. Nothing. Poverty in Nigeria is the worst thing that can happen to anybody. But if you can manage in Nigeria, don't jackpot in old age. Now plenty regret and stress. Those people they tell you say they okay, they don't do their since they don't establish. Some of them don't get their papers on their way to get their papers. The way it was for you to get your papers, Tolu, is not the same thing now. I hope you know. I hope you know. You go agree.
I know.
It's not the same thing.
There
was a time. It was literally 3 years. You understand?
It's a different journey for someone that is older, but it's not an impossible journey.
Why do you want to do why do you want to do a stress? Forget impossible. Why do you want to stress yourself when you are not being stressed?
If you're living in somewhere like Nigeria, it is worth the stress.
It's not worth the stress. If I say this all the time, it's not worth the stress. Going abroad in old age is not worth any of the stress. All the people I know that relocated around my age or a little younger, in the 40s, they are regretting. Especially those now. I know a lot of people who imagine someone whose salary is 100K a month in Nigeria. You now see opportunity to jackpot. You sell one property where you manage gather jackpot. At any age, you are better off abroad. But people that have businesses that give them 5 million a month, 4 million a month, 6 million a month, unless everywhere don't lock for you, I will not advise you to jackpot. Unless you are ready to hustle. If you are like my mom sabi hustle. My mother can hustle. My mother not the rest. At my age, after working from 19, now relax work now they look for. I know they look for anything will go stress me for my life. I'm retired, I hope you know. And as I retire from Nigeria, I know if you come abroad, maybe they come the pamper me say retiree. They go find work for me for care home.
Even you, Seth, that the phrase, as even you too, as you did so. I would not advise you to even stay in Nigeria.
Why?
Even you.
Why?
I cannot imagine staying in a country that doesn't have emergency medical service. I can't. What is a country without emergency service? What?
You see?
How?
You see, I agree with you 100% with the emergency services. You understand? And you just hope that you don't have an emergency. But me, instead of make a turn to houseboy for London, I would rather be walking on the streets. I would rather be walking on the streets and faint, and from there log out.
You will not. Who told you will be houseboy? You won't be houseboy.
Papa, leave this thing.
Helen Paul did it. You can do it. Helen Paul did it. You can do it.
I cannot do it. Me and Helen Paul are two different things. I cannot do it. I cannot do it.
Helen Paul did not do boy. It's not as if she was cleaning anybody's
Helen
house.
Paul sabi hustle. Me, I left hustle, I think like 8 years ago. Let me tell you, in Nigeria, when people were going to the office, I was working from home. I don't build my life to a level where I can sit down and name my price. Do you understand? Money is not everything, but at the same time, for people like me, convenience is a lot. Baba, now one thing go buy you. That America people know they buy there.
People they
Wait. Nigerian senator leave Nigeria, go abroad with all the health services. If I you buy, he ain't buy, be not buy. With all the emergency services, he ain't buy, be not buy. Answer me, he buy.
People,
he buy, be not buy.
People they buy.
Very good.
Everywhere.
So that means say there's a chance that you can buy.
Of course.
Anywhere.
And not you can, you will. Everybody will buy. Every single person will buy.
So no worry yourself.
See, Daddy Freeze, there's a difference between when you buy abroad and when you buy in Nigeria.
What's the difference?
Let me tell you the difference. When you take your loved one to the hospital or to a clinic or to whatever health, establishment you take your loved one to, the process, when your loved one is...
Do you realize? Hold on a second. State. Do you watch New Amsterdam?
Sorry.
Do you watch New Amsterdam on...
Yeah, I watched New Amsterdam.
Do you see how many people are in that America that don't have good healthcare and don't have access to it? It's there on New Amsterdam.
No, Daddy, please. No, wait.
Una go always... You know what's in the tire me? Let me Una go always argue.
No, let me explain something to you. There's difference between coming to the hospital for a non-emergent issue and having an emergency. When you have an emergency, it doesn't matter if you are destitute and you have no papers. It doesn't matter.
So you see, like I said, in cases of emergency, do you know there are people who never have an emergency in their entire life? Are you aware?
It's possible. It's
good.
Possible.
So if you never have an emergency in your entire life, why are you running somewhere because of emergency?
Well, you don't. That's the thing. That's why it's an emergency. You don't know when you would have an emergency. If you would have an emergency, it's like
hold on a second. It's
better to have.
Wait, people go camping in the woods where there's no phone, nothing, and emergencies occur, even in that abroad. You see, sometimes, people take their chances and to live an enjoyable life. Me and Tezbot still went to dinner today with Folaiton Coca and her husband. Lovely time, lovely restaurants. We had so much fun. Baba, even I don't know how to talk them, but most of the people I know that jackpot around my age, America, UK, even Canada, they are all regretting. The ones that are not regretting.
Who are you rolling with that is regretting?
I'm rolling with people who could afford a good life in Nigeria and ran away because everybody was running away. And I remember one particular guy. This guy kept telling me, he said that the freeze, let's go. I don't know, say misery was looking for company. Me too, they got camp. At one point I sat down and thought about it. I'm like, is this thing really worth it? Like now, to be honest, one thing I always do to people is I never discourage people. You want to move, you want to take a life decision, take it. It's your life. You understand? But if you don't want to, don't let society pressure you. And this jackpot is putting a lot of people under undue pressure. I know a friend of mine that left Nigeria. He left with like £6 million. He bought a house in Canary Wharf in the UK. Bought some rental properties here and there. He's living well. Me, if I want to go to any abroad, that's the kind of life I want to live. Say I hold maybe $5 million or £4 million.
Somebody said some people will never leave because they like to be worshipped in Nigeria. That's why they will never move abroad, because they want to be worshipped.
Now, if it makes you feel better, why? If you enjoy being worshipped, you can afford to be worshipped
until you have an emergency. You'll be worshipped until you have an emergency.
How old am I?
And those people
How old am I?
that are worshipping
Wait,
you.
How old am I? How old am I?
48.
How old are you?
That's how many times are you asking how old I am? I've told you, I'm not telling you how old I am.
Very good. In 48 years, I've never had an emergency that Nigeria could not handle.
That it is.
Listen, like, I'm giving you statistics. I'm giving you my personal life.
I've heard.
So why do I need to build my life around something that's never happened to me in 48 years?
Let me say something. Wait, let me finish this statement. It's like having a parachute. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. If you need it and you don't have it, you're gone.
What is your chance of being in a plane crash? 0.01%.
But if you are in a
let me ask you a question. Why don't commercial airliners carry parachutes? Because really, what is the chance? They carry what? Emergency what? Emergency what? I hope you know that I'm a pilot.
The floaters. The floaters.
Why don't they carry parachutes? Wait now. Why don't they carry parachutes? If you land on water, okay, what if there's no water? So you are going to use floater to land on the desert, Abby?
That is, I've just given you an example.
You gave me an example that I have just debunked. Why don't they carry parachutes?
Somebody said, what of the airbag in a car? How many times does the airbag in the car go off? But
now let's go back to statistics. The likelihood that you are going to die in a car crash is way more than the likelihood that you are going to die in a plane crash.
That's true, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. So because it happens...
Now, let me ask you a question. Hold on, Tolu. So you're never going to come back to Nigeria again?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay, what if you come home for your mom's funeral? Or...
My mom is in America.
What if you come home for something in Nigeria and then you have an emergency within that 1 week that you are home?
See, that's one of the reasons.
You see,
going to Nigeria terrifies me. That's one of the reasons why going to Nigeria terrifies me. That's why I haven't gone, and that's why I don't know if I'm gonna go. When I miss Nigeria, I would go to maybe Maryland because they have a good, Nigerian population. They have Owambes there. I would go there and enjoy.
But show you imagine. So if your father passes on, where's your father? So if your father passes on, you're not going to attend the funeral because you're afraid that if you come home for 1 week, crocodile will eat you. Make it make sense to me. You see, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This thing you are saying, it makes sense to you. I was in a conversation today with like 10 people. None of them wanted to jackpot. In fact, they were laughing at people where they jackpot.
Yeah, that's what they say.
You are not wrong when you say emergency situations, but you see, you get the kind suffer where you go suffer for that abroad. Only you go come back. But this problem is some of them have nothing to come back to because they've sold everything. I'm not talking about the people that are poor and have nothing in Nigeria. Those ones that actually had things going on and sold everything and decided that, oh, well, I want to go to Canada. And let me tell you something, whether you realize this or not, apple does not grow in Nigeria. Yam does not grow in Canada. Sometimes, no matter how much you try to fit, you will not be able to fit in. And even if you manage to fit in, you will not blossom the way you blossom in Nigeria. That's why as Nigeria be.
Wait, blossom.
Yes. The way Obi Kubana is making money in Nigeria, the way Chief Priest is making money in Nigeria, they cannot make that kind of money abroad. If they could, they will be there. And there are many people like that. There are many people. Some people, on the other hand, if they are not in abroad, if they come to Nigeria, they will not be able to blossom. They will grow. They will live from hand to mouth. But I was with Chief Priest at Davido's wedding. He wore $500,000 on one hand, $300,000 on one hand, $800,000. He bought somebody's house and was dancing with it. If he lived abroad, is he going to be able to buy $800,000 worth of watches?
But that is, as he's dancing with $800,000 in his hands, God forbid. I don't wish him ill. but God forbid something happens to him, and they rush him to the hospital. Those people, all those masses, now phone they go remove, they take pictures. I want to be the first to take picture of Obi Kubana. I'll be chief priest. Sorry, I mixed the two.
Well, you see, in life, hold on. You work on an oil rig. Hold on, you work on an oil rig. You are a pilot. You are an air hostess. It's risky already. Life is risky. You understand what I'm telling you?
Life is risky, but living in Nigeria is a big risk. It's a bigger risk.
That is what you see. Let me tell you, and I try to tell you people this, because some of you failed in Nigeria does not mean everybody else failed in Nigeria.
Who is the some of you that failed in Nigeria? I know
many of you. Listen, and I say this to you people all the time. When I go to argue, go up. When I go argue, come down. If you could make it in Nigeria, you won't be abroad. Many of you, I'm not saying all of you, many of you that are abroad are because you tried and failed in Nigeria, wrote it off. Listen, I know people who are doing well abroad, but we're struggling in Nigeria. And this is the mentality they have. Oh, Nigeria people, now they suffer. And we sit down, and I was talking to a friend of mine tonight, and he said something. He said, in the last 10 years, his light has never blinked. Because he has from NEPA to generator to inverter, he can afford all, and he's giving himself 24 hours light, and his light my own light will blink, he'll come back in 45 seconds. Una the day there they count. Have you ever been live with me? And I'm live every day, and my light will go more than 1 minute. Is rare. You just know, say maybe there was rain, or there was something got spoiled, which is like once a year. So
but you would leave your house, and you would leave that house now. You would leave your house and you would drive to wherever you're driving to. There's a pothole. There are some places you can't drive certain cars to, because
I've always owned sports cars, at least for the last 5 years.
And you can drive everywhere?
No, I can drive everywhere I need to drive to. Where do I go? All the restaurants are in VI. I carry my car there. My car is low. I carry my car there. All the hotels I go to are VI and Ikoyi. I carry my son's school. I carry him to school in it. If I can do school run with that car and not scratch the ground, then I think we should give Nigeria to some credit. And I always say it depends on where you stay in Nigeria. Baba, let me tell you something. You get places where you go stay for Nigeria, even your Corolla go scratch ground. So it also depends on. And then I said something. I said the other day, I said Nigerian fuel scarcity, madness. The solution is never have one car and always fill your tank. If I drive out of my house, on my way back, I buy fuel every day.
See, Daddy Freeze, the Nigerian problem is beyond, apart from first of all, the healthcare, the roads, the infrastructure, there's also the attitude of the people. Daddy Freeze, you would go to a restaurant or a service, a place where they are giving service, offering service in Nigeria, and the waiters are giving attitude, which you can't blame.
My darling Tolu, you have been hanging out in the wrong places. I go to a restaurant. Hold on, ma. I go to a restaurant and I'm paying 200K for a meal. You dare not give me attitude. They're not born your mama. Let me tell you something, Everywhere I go to in Nigeria, unless I decide to go to fast food where they are rude.
What about the gas station?
Even at the gas station, they are not rude. No. It depends on how you relate with them. Let me tell you something that happened to me the other day in the gas station. I drove to the gas station. I don't like driving my flashy car to the gas station because all the area boys will come and they need you to dash them, and it stresses me. So I usually go with a jerry can to the petrol station, and I buy fuel in the jerry can and bring it home and pour it inside the car. So that day, I went to the petrol station with the jerry can, and the guy said, we know they sell jerry can. I said, Baba, help your boy now. He said, okay, you feel move the thing inside car. So I put the jerry can at the back seat. Did as if I was pouring petrol inside the tank. Quickly put it in the back seat. Just quickly fill the keg for me, then put it back. You see, Nigeria, gives you the opportunity to give what you get. Nigerians, for me, are some of the nicest people. Just depends on how you relate with them. Let me tell you something, eh? Everywhere I go, once I go somewhere and I eat there twice, I go get person number there because I like to order.
Even the bank. Wait, even the bank.
Tolu. Yes, sometimes they can be stupid and silly. But when me, I go to my bank, I go straight to the MD's office or the branch manager's office. I sit down there and any transaction I need is done. Let me tell you something. If I need something from one of my bank staff, it's 4 a.m. I can still call somebody this night and they will answer me. So that thing you are talking about depends on you. If you walk into anywhere with an attitude, Nigerian people abroad, if you walk in somewhere with an attitude, they'll tolerate it. Nigerian people, they'll give it to you hot. But if you walk in somewhere and you are respectful, of course, every now and then we encounter stupid people who are disrespectful.
That is crazy. Let's be truthful to ourselves. If you call MTN or you call one of those network providers, you sound a bit, you come across some type of way. They're gonna give it to you hot and spicy.
That's not true. That's not true. And if they give it to you hot and spicy, you call them up immediately. The last place I ordered, it was somewhere I went to. It was Booker Hot. I ordered online. The guy was so polite. He never met me before. Did not have my number. I did not order as Daddy Freeze. I used my social security name. I waiting what they call him. And the guy placed my order, made my order specific. And then after that, he still called me to check if I received the order and if everything was okay. So, you see, there are also things that many of you believe, and you have that mentality because this person is a house girl, you can talk to them anyhow. Most of you that live in America, when it comes to Nigeria, you talk to Nigerians anyhow because you just look down on them.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I don't even talk to people anyhow. I don't talk to my kids. No, that's not true. I don't talk to people that are, doing, and the thing is, especially because I live here, I treat everybody with respect. Somebody that is working construction, even if they're in your construction clothes, you still talk to them, like you would talk to somebody wearing this, you still treat them with respect. So I don't, even when I go to the store, when I went to Nigeria, one time when I went to Nigeria, so years ago.
I think the problem is you people see the idiots on social media and you use them as a generalization for the Nigerian citizenry.
The thing is, just saying thank you after receiving service, buying something from a shop, and you say thank you, and you can see the expression on the person attending to you. They're looking at you like, oh, this one is.
Let me tell you something. And I'm going to say something for free. I'm going to say something for free. I've learned there were some times when I used to shout at security guards and bully my way. And there were some times when I realized that sometimes call these people, talk to them, you get more. The security guards in my estate, if they see me, they are respectful. Not because there was a previous set many years back when I used to shout at them and they did not respect me. But when you start respecting them and talking to them like human beings, and every once in a while, as you are passing, you dash them something, Nigerians will work with you. Nigerians are great people. It's just that sometimes the Nigerian sun don't beat their head, so they vex.
See, but even when I came back here, when you come at somebody, like, oh, you're being nice, you're being respectful. At first, the person, you can already tell the anger. It's like the person is already waiting for you to give them attitude. And when you come soft,
how come you that live in America, you have this impression, and me, I live here and I relate with them every day, I don't have the same impression? It's you that has the problem.
Nigerians are rude.
Yes,
the Nigerians can be
Nigerians are rude for me on social media. In real life, Nigerians are normal. On social media, Nigerians are rude. In real life, you walk into a shop, like I always say, it also depends on where you live. I'm sure walking into a shop in Mushin might not be the same as walking into a shop in Ikoyi.
It's ShopRite. I'm talking about ShopRite. If you go to ShopRite, you can have.
I go to ShopRite every week. And I don't have this experience. Once in a while, I have the experience. Once in a while. And I've also, I remember in Argos in the UK, I went to buy one of my kids needed something from Argos. And I went into Argos.
Okay.
And the woman was rude to me.
Okay, see.
And I said I was going to see her boss.
I don't mean there's no, when I say Nigerians,
the first time I flew Delta Airline, the air hostess, listen, hold on, the first time I flew Delta Airline, the air hostess was very rude. Very rude. I've never encountered a rude air hostess in Nigeria.
You've never what?
Encountered a rude air hostess in Nigeria. See McLexy, he was with me in Movenpick. McLexy, here. He said Nigerians are rude when you are rude to them. I recommended him to the spa I use. He went there. Were they rude to you? OJ, the spa I recommended to you to go and do your massage. Were they rude to you?
No, there's a lady here that keeps saying Tolu generalizes.
No,
please,
Tolu,
when I say
Tolu
Nigerians, I don't mean all Nigerians. When I say
okay, so somebody said, now listen to me. Somebody said, I'm getting all this preferential treatment because I'm a celebrity. Okay, so can I stay where I'm getting the preferential treatment because I'm a celebrity instead of coming to join Tolu and be like just another American in America where we get nonsense treatment?
Oh, that's very okay.
But you see, I tell you, it still has nothing to do with celebrity. It's garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. I'm telling you, Nigerians are not rude. Nigerians can be, let me tell you, if you want to tell me about Nigerians, Nigerians are not trustworthy. They are sneaky. You understand? They will want to dupe you. You understand? But Nigerians are not rude. No. Rude is you. If you give it to them, they give it to you back. Nigeria is not like abroad where they go to respect you. Even with police. Today, because of the looming protest, there were checkpoints everywhere. I left the house without my license. I went to buy fuel. Police stopped me. Good afternoon, sir. Please, I just went to buy fuel new. You guys say, saw my son, gisted with my son, told us to go. Even police, I can almost say I've not had bad experience with police before. Maybe because I'm fair. Maybe because when you meet me, I'm a smile.
You also have that going for you because you are.
Forget, it's not every policeman that knows that the freeze. So some of them are outside. Even when I used to stay in Port Harcourt, they used to bring policemen from the north because of the whole bunkering and kidnapping and what they did in Port Harcourt. When I park, I switch on the light, talk to them respectfully, greet them. You understand? Once in a while, one of them will tackle for you, say lie, you go call. But you see, at the end of the day, it's still something you can manage. You understand me? You can manage. So I don't know. Like I always say, unlike Tolu, my experience of Nigeria, if not so Nigeria bad, I don't come out since. If not so Nigeria bad, I don't go day here now. What about needing services in government offices? Maybe the same that it feels to also.
Don't say I don't understand Nigeria. I don't understand and I cannot understand. So everybody.
Police they buy black steady for US. Steady. George Floyd.
First of all, wait.
George Floyd.
It's only George Floyd that you keep. Wait first. Do you know that in America, police? I can count. Maybe police has stopped me once.
Let me ask you a question. Davido, be red. Davido, be red. And what's that the other cousin's name? Why are all of them in Nigeria?
Who?
Davido.
Why
and his
exactly?
Cousins,
Davido. Why is Davido in Nigeria? I don't even see. Davido is in Nigeria because his music industry is. He made his music whatever from Nigeria. He has the Nigerian audience. But even Davido, if he has an emergency situation where he needs to be airlifted somewhere, Nigeria is dicey. It's a touch and go situation. When Nigeria, It's you get us to be. You get us to be. But if it's here, if you're here, whether you are a celebrity,
Somebody
whether you
said
are
B
the
Red
guy
was
next
his
door,
governor's son. B Red only became governor's son last year. He was not governor's son 2 years ago.
even
And he
him,
was
even
living
as
in Nigeria all
governor's
the
son,
while.
they will try to probably find him, let him out in some way. But what are the odds that they would have something available to take him if there's an emergency? Even
This
him.
emergency is all you have been hammering on. Emergency. How many emergencies have you had in your life in that abroad that you are in?
The point of this life is not to talk about the healthcare system and emergency.
Yes. But you see, my problem
So
with
if
you,
I keep
Tolu,
talking
is
about emergency,
my problem with you is you never see anything good in Nigeria. It's
so
just I
that's
agree
where
with you that have I ever disputed the fact that emergency and healthcare issues are a problem in Nigeria? Have I ever disputed it? I've never disputed it. It's
they
something
say
I've
even
always said.
Davido's family is in America.
Eh?
They say even Davido's family is in America. His family is based in America.
Which of the family?
They're in America.
Which of the family is based in America?
That's what I heard. Davido's wife and children. I didn't know in
America are they based in? They are on holiday now. They live
holiday. When you're on holiday more than half of the year.
No.
Half of the year.
They are not on holiday more than half of the year. They are in Nigeria more than half of the year. Don't worry. That one no enter. That one a bobo.
Okay. I don't. It's not like I roll with him, so I don't know.
So you know the funny thing is. I need to end so that because I'm tired and Tolu. Someone said we both said they rude. While booking my room at Hilton last week, the manager was rude to me on the phone. I gave her 2 bars. Oladipupo Mesole just paid $4 on YouTube. So, Thomas, 3 minutes.
Yes,
please close this live. I'm very sad about Onyeka Owenu. So,
that's why we started. That's where we started. I am too. She's known as the elegant stallion. Very elegant lady. You spoke about her voice. A very rare talent. People forget she was a very great actress as well. I think she even acted recently. And so yeah, we've lost one. And one of her songs, everybody, even Gen Zs will know. Bam 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 bam, bam 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 bam. One keep us together. That's one of many. And I think, Prince, you should ask Taste Buds. There's another one she sang in Igbo.
I know all
after
her
the meaning
songs.
of that song.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and then, so that's a loss, a big one, but at the end of the day, and if we're going to talk about spirituality, I'd say the curtains have closed on the elegant stallion. And she went out, with poise, having fulfilled her purpose. I don't know if it's her time or not, but I know everybody's going to go at some point. Did she write her name in the sands of time? I think she did. And she was a woman that a lot of us should emulate, Also, if I could, even say she was involved in the political atmosphere, to some extent, trying to bring. I think her husband was.
I need to round off my darling sister. Because I'm tired. Tolu has drained me the last energy in my body.
You have drained me. Me that said you generalize. Tolu, you generalize. You do.
Wait.
Somebody will deliver me from Tolu today.
Then when I say Nigerians, I don't mean
I believe you.
Nigerians.
No, it's not Nigerians. I listen to you, Tolu. You're the only one that doesn't like old people. You live in Alaska, you don't like Native Americans. You say all of them are gamblers. I know you now.
Wait.
I know that the children's daughter, but open your eyes a bit more. Have a, be a bit more open.
Wait, where do you live, first of all? Wait,
I live in Atlanta, baby. I live in Atlanta.
Why don't you live in Nigeria? Maybe you should go back to Nigeria.
Listen. I took my kids from here to Nigeria. They school there.
Why
I'm not the one. That's why I said open your eyes.
Ah, Tolu, then finish uppercut.
No, there's nothing. No. I said, why
Don't
do you live in Nigeria?
No, please bring us back another day. Please also go and sleep. Tolu, I'm not the one. Don't do that. Honestly.
Tolu.
I just came back in April. I'm going back for celebration.
Wait, let me even tell you something. Where did they do celebration? Now the roughest part of Lagos.
Okay, good luck to you. You can go back to Nigeria.
It's too big for even
great.
Sorry.
All the best. Wonderful. Okay. Nigeria.
No, I'm not picking on you. I'm like, the doors open, be a bit more open.
And that's exactly what I was telling her to. Tolu, just be a little bit more open.
See, Daddy, please, I've told you several times that if anybody wants to leave, everybody wants to leave Nigeria, fine and good.
You never say that. No, you say even me should leave Nigeria and come and join you in Alaska. Even me.
No. Wait first. Daddy, please. I've told you several times. You can leave Nigeria if you want, but would I advise somebody that I like to stay in Nigeria? No.
But she just took her kids to Nigeria for school. She took her children.
And they go back. They go back every year. That's how much they know.
Let me break your heart. Let me tell you the story today. A little boy who came to hang. What happened the other day? I went to visit. I came in. I was driving my convertible, and trust me, it's a very flashy car. So I brought taste buds in, dropped out the office. Then some kids in my estate ran after my car and said I should give about the no grill. So I had to drive them. I had to drive them around my estate. I just took a guy and a girl. One of them, I just picked them around. Then they now came to my house 2 days later with one little boy whose family lives in Brooklyn in the US, but he comes to Nigeria for holiday. So this protest in Nigeria with us. If you hear the boy, I can't. Wait, hold on. This boy is 9 years old, so I can't interview him because he's a kid. Taste buds is here. If I lie, she go cut me. The boy says he prefers Nigeria to America. 100%. Small boy, baby freeze age. Babe. Am I lying? Wait now. Taste buds is here.
I believe you that that's the child's experience.
Okay, so if a child can prefer Nigeria to abroad, does it not mean that you people are abroad? You have created this cocoon around you, as in this babe.
Yes,
babe.
Exactly.
The 9-year-old boy. It was taste buds I was interviewing him. You know what they did is they came to my house and said they wanted me to carry them inside my car for a ride. I now told them there was no fuel. They said they came the first day, they came the second day again. And so the boy become baby free's friend. To say he won't come look my motor. Now ask taste buds. The guy said that I should take them. That I now asked. I said, "You live in America in Brooklyn?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you like it there?" I said, "I'll give you 50%. Taste buds stay here. If I lie, she go jam me."
I believe you 100. You know why? Because look, my kids would rather go camping in the woods and sleep on the floor in a tent where there will be mosquito rather than stay home in their cozy bed for the weekend.
Tolu, my darling, enjoy the summer in Alaska while it lasts.
Negativity I need to not do. Open your eyes, experience different things.
Yes.
Let me ask you, have you seen this? Like maybe when you go to, your kids are young, let's say you go to the supermarket. Okay, ma'am. All right. Showing attitude. That one is not rude, Abby.
Don't mind them.
In America,
don't mind them.
It's not rude.
No, I'm not.
Tolu, you know what? You know the problem is, I appreciate what Tolu says, and I'm with Tolu. The only problem is Tolu is not with me. That's the only problem we have here. Tolu never, you see, as you are talking to me, I appreciate the fact that you are enjoying your life in Alaska. The only thing is you are not appreciating the fact that I'm enjoying my life in Nigeria.
Daddy, please, I'm not with you. I cannot be with you.
You see?
Some group like Nigeria group.
You are the one that are losing. You are the one that are losing, not us.
I say I cannot be with you, Daddy, please. I said it's me. See, I told you the dangerous people, the dangerous group of people are the people that live abroad. I'm telling you, no, stay in Nigeria. Nigeria is the greatest. Those are the dangerous group.
Nobody abroad can tell me. Hold on. Nobody abroad can tell me to stay in Nigeria. Listen, nobody abroad can tell me, and nobody tells us to stay in Nigeria. We stay in Nigeria. Hold on. We stay in Nigeria because we like it. We enjoy it. Nigeria has its madness, and when the madness comes, we deal with it.
All the best.
We deal with it. Let me tell you something. Even my university age children, I have 4 daughters. Listen, I have 4 daughters. Out of the 4, 2 don't want to leave Nigeria. 1 wants to. 2 don't. They said they want to stay in Nigeria. They don't want to go abroad. And they are grown. They are in their 20s. So what do you say about those ones? You see, when I was living in Ibadan, and I was living in Arimo, in Ibadan, in the hood, I wanted to leave Nigeria. But when I started living with my uncle and my aunt in Ikoyi, and then from there I moved to Victoria Island, I did not want to leave Nigeria again. Many of you did not live in Ikoyi, in Lekki, in Victoria Island, in Ikeja, GRA. Many of you lived in hood in Nigeria. So all the experience you have of Nigeria is hood.
I was going to ask you, where did you grow up in Nigeria? Where did you grow up? Where is hood? Lekki phase 1 is hood.
Did you live in? Where did you live in Nigeria? Where did you grow up in Nigeria? Where's your family house in Nigeria, Tolu?
Daddy, please. Daddy, please. I grew up traveling Nigeria.
Okay.
Traveling Nigeria.
What did Nigeria do to you?
I've been to several.
It's like Nigeria dated you and broke your heart.
Benue State. I grew up in Makurdi.
Okay. Benue State.
So I've been around.
So we would yap you. Let's make I pin one. I'm not going to mention them.
About Nigeria.
Hey, I'm not going to block you.
Lekki and VI and Ikoyi. As if it's just Lagos. Nigeria is bigger than just Lagos.
But you see, let me explain something to you. I live in Lagos. Why should life in Ogbomoso be a bother to me when I don't go to Ogbomoso? Last time I was in Ogbomoso was 15 years ago. Why should I make my choice about Nigeria because life in Ogbomoso or Osogbo is bad?
But the majority of people...
I am not the majority. So if I am not the majority, why am I crying over?
So if you are speaking on the reality of what is happening in Nigeria, you cannot take your own reality as, oh, that's the reality.
Okay, so whose reality should I take? My driver's reality?
The majority.
So I should take the reality of the majority. What if like Elon Musk wants to take a decision? He now considers people any minimum wage before he buys his plane. Does Elon Musk look at it and he has 200 billion in his bank account, but then he says, if I buy a plane, it's too expensive because the minimum wage is $9 an hour.
When Elon Musk is speaking in a public forum and he's talking about the reality of Americans, he will talk about the reality of the average American, not the reality of his billionaire friends.
Okay, so in what way have I not done what you said?
You are talking about Nigeria. Nigeria. There is this. It's so.
No, but she's also saying the same thing. You see, Tolu, let me tell you something. Tolu, you are biased against Nigeria. So you having this conversation.
I can't even lie.
See what somebody said. Somebody said Alaska are rubbish.
I can't even lie.
Actually, don't get me wrong. Nigeria is not easy peasy. It's not easy street. You understand? Neither is the United States of America. There are people yapping you here that Alaska is not America. I'm not going to say that.
See then, don't be me talking. I don't for you.
It's for
Everybody is
Alaska
agreeing that you are
is not for
biased.
old people because it's too cold, and old people, when you get old, you tend to move out because it's too
Let's
cold.
go again with the old people. I'm not old person, no. Don't get old people yet. That's why you like old people that day. You don't want old.
No, she said, and the person said Alaska is not for old, that Alaska is old people that are in Alaska. First of all, that's not true.
Justice for old people, Tolu.
All right, guys, let me end here. Let me end here. Hold on, guys. Let me end here. Tolu, is impossible to have a conversation with you.
Bad.
Because
Daddy, please, you keep asking me. You know my stand or something. You be asking.
No, you came. I brought you out. How far? I wanted to talk about Onyeka when the first thing went to attack Nigeria straight. Bam.
No,
I can replay it for you.
I wanted to change topics, so because I was
I expected you to say it in passing. Oh, Nigeria get this, Nigeria get. Have you forgotten that Nigeria is our only country? You are abroad and you always run Nigeria down.
Sorry.
So where they stay for Nigeria, they try fix them. You they run them down for us, they spoil our work.
Okay. I see.
We are not like you. We did not run away from the problem. We stayed back inside it.
Okay, Nigeria.
So you don't run go Alaska. You can't do Alaska where you and polar bear they share breakfast. Then from Alaska, they shall say Nigeria no good though. Nigeria no good though. And every day, hold on. Every day. Yesterday, I was telling you. Yesterday, I met a kid who did not like America. Yesterday. Today I had dinner with adults who are not in support of Jackma. So you cannot just generalize. Someone like me, you see, listen to me. You have to understand that. I went into a shop the other day. I went to see my friend the other day. He was trying to sell two. It's on my page. 2 Patek Philips. The two of them together is $500 million naira. There's also these people. I am not the mouthpiece of the masses. Always remember that. And I've never said I'm the mouthpiece of the masses. I sympathize with the masses. And yes, I understand their pain, but I've never been a freedom fighter for the masses. My freedom fighting is religion. I only discuss religion. And I have different types of experiences. Just as I have poor people, I have rich people. And I also have a circle of friends, and I cannot say my friends don't exist because they are the 0.1% or the 1% or the 2%. And their opinions also matter because whether you like it or not, they are Nigerians. So try not to be generalizing. Let me tell you what you said to me today that was wrong. Yeah. You were telling me that I should leave Nigeria and come abroad if I can. How would you feel if I told you that you in that Alaska where you are not really abroad, one, you are not particularly doing well, two, and that you failed in Nigeria, that's why you ran abroad where it is easy? How would you like it? No. How would you like it? Hold on. How would you like it?
I have to live in Nigeria.
The first thing you said to this woman when she came is, if Nigeria is bad, if Nigeria is good, why are you not? You first jump, attack her. And she clear you. She tell you say her children in Nigeria.
I was, my son. I'm here.
Sorry, Omasan, don't be angry. I was just being passionate about it. So Tolu, I need you to understand something here. In life, learn it from today. Accommodate other people's beliefs, especially experiences. Do you understand? We all have our experiences. I will not sit down here and tell you Nigeria is honey and gold. Nigeria is very foolish things. But there are many of the things that you mentioned today that have never been my experience. The rudeness you talked about, I've never experienced it. So much of the stuff you said, I've never experienced it. And I live here every day. So you are in Alaska, you have not been in Nigeria in 10 years, and you are telling me that lives here what I'm looking. You are like Mongo Park that discovered the Niger. You came from America and came to discover the river that people are swimming inside. And you are telling the people that you are the one that discovered it. The people that were living there, you understand? So you cannot give me a Nigerian experience. I live in Nigeria. I bought fuel in Nigeria today. I went to a shop in Nigeria today. I went to a nice restaurant today. I drove on the road today. I was in a boat today. in a Uber today, what's it called? So you can't have a Nigerian experience from the internet. I live here. I travel for 2 weeks or 3 weeks a year max. I live here.
Mhm. I actually, people are asking, oh, when are you gonna come back? Da, 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 da.
So Tolu,
Guess
you
what?
know,
It's
you know
not.
what, you know, Tolu, I got love for you, sis. You're my girl. I love
I
you.
do too, but
But
open your eyes a bit,
you
girl.
gotta open your eyes, baby.
I gotta open my
A
eyes to
bit
Nigeria.
In fact,
wider,
Tolu,
just
next
shine
year you
out
have
a
to
bit
visit
What
Nigeria.
I gotta open my eyes to? What exactly do I have to open my eyes to?
The
When
fact
was
that
the last time you were in
you are too
Nigeria,
closed
Tolu?
Nigeria?
in your
Mhm.
thoughts.
I have enough Nigerian experience to last me a lifetime.
Can you see? Can you
Okay,
see?
bad experience. We've all had bad experiences in Nigeria. Guess what made me come back finally, Tolu? I just got tired of the life situation. I had Mecano, that one where you go press, that big one. So I know they suffer for Nigeria. I had the
Anyway,
small one. But I just got tired of, oh, where's the Megad? Oh, God, put it.
Omas,
That was just it.
Tolu, let me run. I'm tired. Tolu, you know
Okay,
you're my
now the
sis.
thing
I
that
don't want you to
now,
be upset. You know I love you very much.
Tolu, not the best, though.
You know I love you very much, Tolu.
Don't worry. I'll invite Toluche, you will come to the A. This is the real A now.
I'm coming to
as in
Alaska. Just I'll live inside
not
Tolu's house. In
Alaska.
fact, now her bedroom I go stay. Tolu go move, go sitting room for me for 2 weeks. So I go there.
All right, goodbye.
Tolu,
Take care, friends.
Enyomi,
Take care, Tolu.
chop
Good
knuckle, chop
night.
knuckle. Tolu, chop knuckle. Yeah, chop knuckle, chop
I know
knuckle.
chop knuckle. Bye.
After now you
vex.
start the problem, and I don't follow you fight.
I said,
But because they don't support you today, it can't pain you. Oh yeah, chop knuckle, chop knuckle, chop knuckle, chop knuckle. Tolu baby. Oh yeah, good night. Tolu don't run.
All right,
Good night,
good night.
sis.